Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, episode 15. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of gameplay. I was dusting off some of my Nintendo games and I came across this guy, Nightmare on Elm Street. Now I figured, I just did a video not too long ago, the 13th episode, on my favorite horror villains, so I thought, why not try this game out again. I probably haven't played this in like 15-20 years. I can't even remember the last time I played this. So it's going to be interesting for me to just fire this up and see what happens. If my memory even kicks in on how to play this game. I'm just going to do a small run through just to give it a shot. So I think what I'm going to need here is my Freddy hat, because to beat Freddy you got to think like Freddy, and got to have the glove. You need the glove. So I'll hold the glove. I got the game. Got the hat. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like we got the game working. It took me a little bit of cleaning and playing around with it, but it's Nintendo. It happens. So first thing we see here is, you got 4-player option. I can't imagine playing this game in 4-player. I don't even know why you'd play it in 2. Anyways, let's try this out. Okay, so right off the bat I'm being attacked by a snake. The houses look pretty decent. I mean, I could see they're trying to give that Nightmare on Elm Street feel when you watch the movies, and the way they kind of portray the houses. It kind of gives it that perspective. So I can see that what they're trying to do there. Other than that, I mean, the enemies are weird. I can actually go into this house, so that's nice. Now, from what I understand, the object of this game is, it's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where you have to kind of find all Freddy's bones, and then, I guess, bury them or burn them. So, this is playing out very much like a side-scrolling game, like a platforming, like a Super Mario Brothers style game. The controls are a little wonky, and, I don't know, it just kind of has an awkward feel to it. I don't think any Nintendo games are as good as the way that the Mario Brothers play. So, but anyways, let's just continue on. There's a freaky spider thing coming at me. I mean, overall, I remember having fun playing this game. Definitely not one of the best Nintendo titles out there. Probably wouldn't have bought it if it didn't have Freddy Krueger on the cover. So we just gotta go and collect those bones everywhere. I didn't even notice there was a bone there. I guess that's the graphics, right? So we're gonna go... Okay, I just died. So I'm playing pretty terrible. That's expected though. I haven't played this game probably in about 20 years. So, gotta have some get... Oh, we got a nightmare going on here. I remember this part. This is where it kind of reminds you of Castlevania 2. If you've ever played that game, it's the same kind of frustration where all of a sudden it just goes to dark and then everything goes crazy. Usually harder too. Now in this game I know you can wake up, so you can find things that wake you up. Very similar to the Commodore 64 version, which I preferred over this game. And in that version, when you're kind of in a nightmare state, you can find coffee or Hypnosol, which was in the movie Nightmare on Elm Street 3, to wake yourself up. This one they use a boombox. Kind of retro, kind of 80s, kind of neat. I can imagine him sticking the boombox to his ear and waking himself up that way. It's kind of an interesting concept. Now that has got to be the biggest rat I've ever seen. I don't understand why those spiders seem like they're more flying than they are coming down a web. And I think that bat just killed me. I find it hard too that the bats sort of blend in with the scenery. And that kind of always drove me nuts with some of these Nintendo games, is that a lot of the scenery and the objects blend in together. Now I'm assuming I'm missing something, because I couldn't go any further. So I'm just going to retrace my steps here. That's another thing. What are those missile things? It kind of looks like knives or needles or something. I don't think it's needles, but if you've seen the third Nightmare on Elm Street, there is a epic scene where Freddy has, instead of his knives, he has needles, because he wants to kill the dope head. Karen, I believe her name is. Okay, yeah, there it was, a bone. I missed a bone. There's that giant rat again. I don't like that sizing of the rat. It doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, this is supposed to be like a nightmare, so why not have huge dog-like rats and oversized spiders that seem to just go up and down? I think at this point I'm supposed to fight something. Freddy's glove, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, there it is. I just got killed. Now, the other thing that kind of disturbs me about this is you really only have your fist in most cases. In the nightmare, you get a weapon, but in the when you're awake, you just have your fist. So you're just punching things. I just found that to be, you know, a lack of difference. It makes no sense. Why do I only have a fist to punch with? Nothing, no weapons, no anything. And if you've ever watched any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, how often did they go up and just punch Freddy? How successful would that be, eh? I'm just going to go up there and punch him. This game isn't as hard as something like Castlevania, but I can definitely see it being a little bit more frustrating. Not because the difficulty of the enemies, but just the controls. Like with Castlevania, you got that nice whip action, and this is just that little fist, and that's it. And I got a key. Alright? I'm going to do the key. So, pretty much everything I just went through is the game. I mean, it doesn't really change much from here on in. You just gotta go through each house, you gotta find the houses, you gotta collect the bones, you gotta go and, you know, fight the bosses at the end. It's actually a pretty typical game. Nothing unique about it. The enemies are questionable. I don't know what I just killed there. I think it's a zombie. And then the bats, like, you know, all the typical horror movie stuff. They probably could have blended more of the movie into this. More scenes, more stuff from the movie. I think they just kind of got lazy when they built this. And the idea that you can't go into any of the houses and you can only go into one at a time is kind of a, you know, frustrating concept. You really just kind of run around hoping you could run into a house. Like every time I pass by a house, it just doesn't let me in. So it's kind of you know, annoying. Annoying in a bad way. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to stop here because this game is just it's too annoying. Okay, well, that's the game. Honestly, I didn't like it. I played it a long time ago. I remember playing it, and I think I was just more determined to beat it than I was of actually having fun playing it. It's got the typical Nintendo stuff to it, and you know, it's pretty straightforward. I just wish it had more to do with A Nightmare on Elm Street than just dropping in little bits and pieces of things from the movie and then wrapping around this entirely different game. You know, it's almost as if this game originally was something else and they just plopped Freddy Krueger in there. Kind of like what happened with the whole Super Mario Bros. 2 that we got in America, or in North America, that they took a Japanese game and kind of put Mario on top of it. So I think that this game is one of those examples of they didn't really try too hard to stay true to the story. And it's such a shame because there's so much good Nightmare on Elm Street stuff that you could do. I mean, there's 6 movies, 7 movies, or whatever. You know, the new Nightmare. There's so many things they could have done. Obviously, when this game was made, I'm not sure if this came out after the final Nightmare, but it probably did. And so they had a lot to work with. It just seems like maybe they just kind of cut corners, slapped Freddy's picture on there, and sold it to people like me who just saw Freddy and went, hey, I gotta have that. So I bought it. And so, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for just a nice side-scrolling game, it's okay. If you really want that Nightmare on Elm Street feel, no. I did mention, I believe I mentioned that I like the Commodore 64 version. That one has more gameplay to it. It's got different levels. It stays a little bit truer to the story. It's got the Dream Warriors in there from part 3. It's got, little bits and pieces everywhere. The ending's a little bit weird, but if you have a Commodore 64, if you have the emulator or whatever, I would suggest giving that one a shot. This one, not too good. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Subscribe and let me know what you think of this game. Did you play this? Would you buy it? Do you think they could have done better? Anyways, talk to you later.